Hello there, it's the Archivist from TradingCardArchives.com, and today we're going to look at a box of Assassin's Creed trading cards. That's right, more video game cards. This time a Western franchise, Assassin's Creed, which, I mean, you think about it, and your first thought is, why pick that one? But then if you actually think about that, like, this is one of the biggest gaming franchises of the past couple decades, right? I mean, the first one came out in 2000, what, 2007? So almost 20 years ago now. And they've only continued from there. I mean, if you look at the Wikipedia page, there's almost 30 total games in the Assassin's Creed umbrella. I think there's only 8 or 9 mainline games. I've only really played maybe a couple of them, like the first one with from Italy. I remember playing a lot of that. I played a lot of the Greek one where they're in Greece. But the games got to be very collection heavy near the end, to the point where you just like were collecting feathers and straw and signs and just you had to collect so many things that it just became like this collectathon. And it was really hard to kind of drive the narrative forward. And also the story just is massive. Like I don't know if you know anything at all about this, but Assassin's Creed is ostensibly this like historical action game where you're in 16th century Italy or something, and you're fighting and running through towns in that historical period. But actually, there's a whole other second story with a video game company. It's very meta in that way, designing a game, and you're kind of testing that game, and playing Assassin's Creed, the game, is testing the a game inside the game. So it's like this whole meta thing too. And it gets like even more meta than that. There's like actual historical groups, like the Knights of the Templar and stuff that come back, or have existed throughout time and sort of interact in both storylines, right? So things get crazy, but at the same time, it's just a brilliant game series. I know a lot of people who have worked on the games, myself from a bunch of different studios, and the one that I think I know the best, even though I've never played it, is Black Flag, the pirate one, right? And I say I've never played that. I tried playing it a few times, but I just couldn't get into it. But my wife was writing a screenplay on pirates about 5 or 6 years ago, and ended up using the music from that game as her sort of backlogged while she was thinking, right? So for hours every day, we'd be listening to Black Flag music. Usually, what she would do is she'd put a YouTube video on, which was just someone playing the game, but not talking, right? And the music and stuff would be playing, and it would be actiony and not actiony, depending on what the person was doing. But she wasn't paying any attention to that. She was just using the video to create this kind of musical scape in this pirate theme, right? And it worked super well. And so I actually have seen quite a lot of the game played that way, but just keep in mind I didn't play it myself. Okay, but these are trading cards, and they came out a couple years ago. They are officially licensed. I know that seems weird, but it is absolutely true. And there's a limit to the number of these that were printed. That's what this annual limit card means here. And that's just because there aren't going to be numbered cards available in this set. And you can see it's like fully written up for sale and everything. This is a completely legit product. I can actually walk you through the flyer before we open it too. And this is where I bought my box. So this is C1 Luxury ACC Store. One of my favorite vendors still. People ask me every once in a while, like, who's your favorite vendor? It's still C1. I ended up ordering from a lot of other people now just because they're a little cheaper and I don't care about shipping as much. But whenever I care about getting a product, I'm getting like actually that product and like getting it shipped well, C1 is where I'll go. And so this is what it's for sale. I think I paid just about that. I probably paid a little bit less than that, but pretty much $20 for the box. And you can see some reviews of other people who have bought it. I am not the only one. And then this is the flyer. And so a lot of people scroll right past these. It's really easy to do, but if you look carefully here, there's this view more button. And if you click that, you'll get into the actual product flyer. And so this is a 15th anniversary collection officially licensed by Ubisoft. You can see there's cards from all the different games and eras of Assassin's Creed in here. There are a ton of different types of redemptions and that sort of thing that they're talking about there. There's this like whole mystery system as to which kind of emblem your card is stamped in. There's, I think, precious metal cards, all that kind of stuff is here. We just have to see kind of what we pull. But you can see there's some great artwork and also some like relic cards from the game, which is kind of crazy to think about. But again, you're talking about licensed cards. These could be sketch cards. Again, I don't know if they're actually going to be sketch cards or not, but we'll find out. But yeah, this is Assassin's Creed. That's going to be an exchange card of some kind, yeah. Anyway, we'll figure all that out as we go, but that's the flyer for it. And yeah, so let's get into this box. And we're going to open the whole box today. I'm not going to save any or anything like that, mostly just because I don't know what I would do with more Assassin's Creed cards. I might get another box if this one turns out to be as good as I hope it will be. I really think these will be very high quality cards and like a lot of fun to open just because they're licensed and they have that kind of highly limited nature to them. The box itself, not that impressive. I mean, there is some texture work on it, but not much. And we do have a security seal here that looks to be intact. I don't think anyone's tried to open that yet. As soon as you break a seal like that, the tape is going to become like transparent, and that's how you can tell if someone's ever tried to open them before. Let me see if I can get that open. Got it. Okay. And we can open the box. Nice magnetic lid. Very simple black interiors. Some felt here, I guess. It doesn't look like there's any kind of hit pack, but we'll just take the regular packs here and take a look at them all. So there's 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, so we got 10 total packs. This is like a QA sticker, basically. Kind of when they go through the factories, someone checks like one every 100 boxes or so, and they put the little, this is their like personal check in there. So if you get a box and has a problem, that kind of can tell you who checked that box or who's running that line, that kind of thing. Yeah, okay, let's get to this then. So these are Assassin's Creed. I'm very excited to open these, actually. I got them like 3 weeks ago and like almost opened them that same day just because, like, how awesome is it to get trading cards based on a video game series like that are actually like celebrating the series and not just trying to be like a cash grab. You know, like you'll get Mario cards all the time, but they're just cash grab cards, right? Whereas these are you know, ostensibly actually going to be like celebrating that series and things like that. So there's Assassin's Creed Odyssey, that's 13. I guess it says basic edition. So I'm not sure. A lot of like official, a lot of official talk on there, which I guess that's gonna happen. Here's Sam Adams. We work in the dark to serve in the light. Very cool. Yeah, I just love how there's like multiple copyright notices covering the back of these cards. It's like, okay, guys, I think we get it. Nice looking cards though. Slight curve to that one, but not too bad. Let's see what else we can get here. I'm not familiar with this company, Yang Yang. I've never opened a product by them before, or if I have, I just don't remember. It's Dante. Complete and Army. Very nice. These sort of remind me of the Avatar cards. I don't know why, but they're kind of giving me this like Avatar card vibe. Probably because there's only like 2 or 3 in a pack and less packs per box. But yeah, I'm so far very impressed though. Let's see, here we've got Darius. And we've got an Office. And a Big Ben. So these must all be different like locations and things. And then these are some of the these are characters, of course, who were in there, like Darius. These are people you would meet and talk to, like you met with Sam Adams. I mean, Leonardo da Vinci was like the person who gave you your claw in the first game. So, yeah, there's definitely famous historical figures in the games. And they're not bad games. Like, I still think they're kind of fun. You just have to have a certain mindset, I would say, in order to be able to play them these days, I think. Trying to figure out if that is... Oh, okay, so that's a multicolored edition. So I think it's just like a different treatment, sort of like what do they call them in the West? There's like alternate art cards, like refractors and things. Banded. Well, not numbered. That's unfortunate. Maybe we'll pull a numbered card here today. It could happen. They're supposed to be in this collection. I was also talking to another collector about cards like this, and we both kind of had this idea that it would be awesome to get Mass Effect ones. And I definitely agree. I think a Mass Effect set would be epic, like super epic, especially if it was done to kind of this level of treatment. So what do we got here? This is Black Gold, XYFA001. Black Gold card, I guess. Sleeve that one. We haven't got any pirates yet. I guess James Cook technically a pirate, but more like a privateer. There's Minotaur. Acrobatics. So yeah, I guess if you are interested in the Assassin's Creed franchise, I mean, I definitely can recommend these cards. They seem to be quite well printed. So I'm trying to like figure out. This is a Black Rock. It's a cool design. I'm just trying to like figure out what I'm trying to understand the rarity tiers and kind of failing at it. Clearly, this is some sort of base. This is like second, and then these must be my hits. But I can't really tell. Like relatively, it's hard to tell which of these hits is the bigger hit, right? Because there's no numbers or anything on them. There is nice lady from the Italian games, I think. Ooh, that's a pretty shipwreck. And a castle. Very nice. And then after this, I'm gonna stop filming for today and just kind of take it easy. We have a lot going on this week. We have to drive all the way up north to pick my son up from college. He's finishing his freshman year and coming home for the summer, so that's going to be exciting. And so we have to drive up there and back, and then we have a lot of things going on this coming weekend too, so just trying to conserve energy a little bit. It's kind of a crazy week here. So here's another one of those multicolored cards, they call them. Multicolored. Too bad we didn't get a relic. That would have been really sweet, like if those had relics in them. But even as just multicolored, they're kind of neat. What was really cool about these games, at least at the beginning, is they would actually teach you things. So I remember spending a lot of time going through some of the areas of ancient Italy, medieval Italy from the first game, and there would be all these like info pop-ups that you could read about this fresco or this building or this particular square or this church, and it was all like historical information about it. So I always thought that was super like really a cool thing to be doing. It's a Minotaur. Unfortunately, that is our first dupe. And then we've got Coastal and Announce. So there is Assassin's Creed for you. No numbered cards or anything, but I think these two up here are pretty good hits. I would say, in particular, this one I think is like one of the top tier cards. Although I kind of want to read a little bit about it before I say much more. So why don't I pause here? I'll go research that card a little bit, and then I'll come right back. I'm back. I tried researching it. I still don't know much about them. I'm sorry. I can't, like, these are apparently good hits, but they also say they're guaranteed one per box. So I think it's not like numbered hit or something like that, but there's a hidden level of these that I think is where the numbered cards start coming in. But I didn't get one in my box. That's pretty typical. But if you're like I said, if you like Assassin's Creed and you want a set that's really like celebrating the game and not just a cash grab, I mean, this is it. Like they've done a pretty good job here, I think, of representing the artwork and really the characters and just being like a premium level product and not this kind of retail cash grab that you can get. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, learned a little bit about Assassin's Creed and Assassin's Creed trading cards. And with that, I'll let you go. Have a great rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.